You making that noise broke everything. Discord froze. You're now streaming at 240p.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else in between. Welcome to the Neon Valley Podcast. It's like a book club, but for movies. I'm one of your two hosts, Mitchell.
I swear to God, it sounded like you forgot your name for 2 seconds.
It's a dramatic pause.
You spent so much brain power remembering the intro.
But immediately I was like,
SpongeBob, we forgot the name. And everyone, I am...
Oh, God.
Tyler, thank you for joining us today. This is the Neon Valley Podcast. Well, I will say we are unequivocally back. This is classic Neon Valley affair with your suggestion of Unknown Visitor.
Oh, yeah. We're full circle now.
Yeah, the 2019 horror movie directed by Isaac Rodriguez, also written by him. I have never heard of this before.
I did not think you would.
I believe you said it was on Netflix in the last episode.
Oh, I lied. It was on Amazon.
Oh, it's free on YouTube. Some dude just uploaded it on YouTube either way.
Oh,
So
that
it's fine.
also makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't let that lessen my experience, okay? I went on YouTube just to look up the trailer before I went to watch it. I was curious, and then it was full movie. I was like, okay, hell yeah.
While I'm here, let me grab some popcorn and
Let's go.
Just pop this bad boy.
Yeah, and I saw the runtime, and I was also like, okay, I have 52 minutes or however long.
I also forgot that's what the runtime on the movie was. I knew it wasn't going to be an hour and a half long. I thought it was an hour 10 minutes at least, though.
It fucking feels like it, man. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to dig that hard into this movie, okay?
I have interesting critiques on it, and then there's other points where we'll get into it. Everyone calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Okay, just as my general thoughts before we get into a scene by scene thing, I will say that this movie does fall into kind of a sweet spot. It is just low budget enough where it's hard for me to really rail on it too hard. Does that make sense?
You can't take it to task for having a production teams, just groups of people whose job is dedicated to lighting, to sound, to audio. This is clearly a very different scale than something done by a major studio production.
Yeah, which even then, I will say before we get into specifics, the audio is pretty well done. There's the kind of ambience of birds chirping, and I don't know if that's just raw audio from the camera. It might be, but it sounds like it's pumped in.
Audio is one of the things that I was, because I've obviously seen this 2 times now, but it at least stood out to me the second time was the audio did sound good, especially with making scenes scary. Because that's one of the huge things in horror, right? Is using sound to create that tension and fear.
Yeah, and there's a few times that I think it does it kind of cheaply,
I will say this. There's mechanics that I think as we go along, we'll get into.
First note, getting right into it. This guy is working really fucking hard to get that thing screwed in. It immediately, he's like, I'm acting. All right, I got that in there. Bro, you're using an electric drill. You didn't have to try that hard.
Okay, yeah. My other first comment was, why did it turn on while he was drilling?
Oh, yeah. That's not how that works. That's a good point. They didn't activate it or anything. They just...
It turned on. It woke up. Yeah. You just fucking drilled me into the wall. How did I get here? I'm a ring doorbell? Oh, I fucked up in my past life. What is happening?
Oh, what a nightmare. That's a horror movie.
Your comment about the acting, I think, is a lot of the acting in this felt like they were trying to exaggerate the moment.
It's not bad.
There are bad moments, though. I will say that.
I think Annie's not great. I'm sorry to say she has a couple of very stilted lines, but hearkening back to our duck soup conversation, a lot of these shots are one take. And I'm kind of like, ooh, they had a lot of lines to remember.
Because it's a lot of lines. It's a lot of physical action too, right?
Blocking, knowing where to stand, move across the camera. Yeah.
But not just that. When you only have one camera angle and one scene where you're not even getting different angles of the scene, they have to be interesting in how they're acting and how they're narrating, and you want to see dramatic, because otherwise it's people just standing talking in a Ring doorbell the whole movie.
That's a good point.
I noticed there was a lot of physical movement in the acting.
It starts off with him drilling in the Ring cam for his girlfriend, Annie. His name is Jeff. Again, not terrible acting. They have no chemistry. If I'm looking at this from like a movie, like I'm being a reviewer here, I wasn't sure if they were brother and sister up until he like hugs her and kisses her on the chest. I was like, oh, okay. That
it took like actual physical and word cues in order for the audience to pick up on how they knew each other in the scene.
And that could be in the writing, could be in the acting. Again, I don't know, and I don't want to harp too much on it. So anyway, she wants it because she keeps hearing noises late at night, and she swears that somebody is outside, which as the movie goes on, there are some interesting story beats behind her kind of mental state, things that have happened in the past that we then have to question once things are revealed in the future. These are things that I actually liked. I feel like the writer probably had like a full story, like a pretty well-made story, like ready to go. And then maybe filming it, they had to cut some things down. I don't know. It felt like there was a more rounded story behind there somewhere.
Tell me this.
Yeah.
You're dating a girl. She tells you, hey, I think I heard some weird noises last night around 3 a.m. outside my house. He goes, okay. Not, you should stay with me then. Not, I'll come stay with you. Like, there was a few other, again, like, logic jumps where I'm just like...
Yeah, I mean, don't even get me started on how much the police could have been called at any point during this, but we'll kind of try to ignore that.
Again, there's a few things where you just have to let it go, because otherwise...
The first night or two, maybe I'm just being greedy. I was hoping for more little details. I just wish that there was maybe just someone standing behind a tree that you don't quite notice until you notice, and then they just like move out of the way last second or something. And
I thought the whole concept of this being done through a Ring doorbell is genius, because it is terrifying to think that like somebody is just sitting there fucking with this thing in front of your home while maybe you're inside it in the middle of the night.
No, well, they didn't even do it. I'm sorry, this is probably the point you're getting to, but they didn't do it right.
Exactly. Like, the whole point of it is, like, you need to see it for it to be genuinely scary. So instead of, like, the blurry camera and then something appears, somebody, like, standing on a sidewalk that is slowly walking closer to the house, and you're just, like, hearing the music, like, slowly, like, get, like, a little bit creepier. And she's not walking any faster, but she's just getting closer to that.
Yeah.
Like, that in itself is terrifying.
There needed to be, in my opinion, if I was making this movie, right? Even though I get that the concept is just the Ring cam, I get that. You need one more camera. You need like an indoor cam that's also meant for security if somebody gets inside. That way you can have a moment where she's sitting on the couch watching TV, reading a book, totally oblivious, while someone is just walking up to her front door that we can see that she can't. Terrifying.
Yep.
And then she gets the notification, looks at it, nobody's there. There are moments which also seem weirdly out of place, because I don't think they end up really tying back in. But there was that one figure who was just slowly walking up to the camera from the distance.
That's what I'm talking about. Was like that was, but they didn't use that enough. So like they had the one, and I just wanted to see more of that. I hated that they kept using. I hated that they kept using like the distortion because of the paranormal, and not just that, right? What if the horror movie was entirely shot and it's meant to give you the fact, well, it's got to be a person, right? It isn't paranormal, and then it is. Instead of telling me, well, this has to be paranormal for it to be doing that shit to the camera. If it just kept being things that could be plausible by a human as well, well, then it becomes like, well, fuck, is it a person fucking with them?
Yeah. I 100% agree. That's part of the horror of a ring cam, is if somebody real is out. I mean, like, yeah, a ghost is scary too, sure, whatever. But if somebody is actually stalking your house and you could see them standing out there, that's terrifying. And they don't play with that enough because, like you said, they immediately make it clear that this is paranormal. When the black handprints show up, there is a mild red herring of maybe it was the door-to-door salesman. It's like, oh, maybe he was disgruntled and he came back and smeared shit. But then they like pretty quickly dispel that by having supernatural stuff happen like in the next scene. I do have to mention about the hand thing because we're actually dragging a lot with this. We got to get through this movie. No, when Jeff comes over to help her out with the hand situation, he says, this is probably just kids messing with you? Brother, what?
He was the most, like, disattached from, there's somebody clearly fucking with her or doing something, and he's just like, well, what are they gonna do about? Like, he did not give a fuck.
Kids messing with you is crazy. Like, even if it's not supernatural,
those are some
and
fucked
whatever,
up kids. That is their targeting. That is not just like a small prank.
Like, my first thought would be like, a mentally unstable, unhoused person came up on our front porch and went crazy or something. I don't know. But why would you assume kids put shit on their hands? And what?
His reasoning in a lot of scenes bugged me. But here's the other thing that really bothered me about the movie did also failed when it came to using the element of fear of them watching the video. It feels like they didn't watch 80% of the Ring
They never know what's
doorbell.
actually happening. Yes. Thank you.
And that takes the fear away of you with them being like, well, fuck, what would we do in this situation?
That's why we need that second cam of her watching the front door Ring cam.
Because without it's just like, it doesn't matter. You could just be any other camera. The point is them seeing and having that understanding of what to be afraid of, because why wouldn't the camera have it? If anybody was close enough to get the handprints there, the camera would have picked it up.
Yeah, the conversation about his fear of death really kind of pissed me off. It felt like a 14-year-old writing emo poetry, you know?
I was just like, it was very bleak.
Because he says he fears death, and she says something like, lame, that's too easy. And he goes, no, you don't understand. It's not death, it's the fact that when I'm gone, there's nothing. And I was like, yeah, that's what death is, you fucking idiot. What do you mean? What do you think what do you think people are afraid of in death?
I'm not afraid of spiders, I'm afraid of arachnids. I'm not afraid of dairy, I'm just afraid of milk.
I'm not afraid of guns, I'm just afraid of the idea of a bullet going into me at a high rate of speed.
Can we talk about real quick, because it comes in... Can we talk about the sandwich and the water that's outside, and then in one scene, it disappears.
It's not there.
And then, which is also the same scene where the camera is in a different spot. Like, I rewound it and I looked and I compared, and the height of the table is different than the other location. But then in the next scene, the sandwich and the water's back.
Okay, the immediate frame change of her being in front of the camera would have actually not been that bad if it wasn't for the fake digital distortion.
I hated it. That ruined it.
But the fucking distortion, man, you brought it up earlier. It's in so many of my notes. It is so lame. That fucking fake,
it took away from the horror element of this movie. It's
so bad. There's also something with the audio in this that I'd like to point out that I was going to talk about at the beginning of the episode, but I thought, you know what? This is something we could bring up a little later.
It's later.
Something that this movie does with the jump scares that makes them cheaper, in my opinion, is when the beat of the scare happens and then when the sound effect happens, right? So I think the perfect example of this is Insidious, actually. Insidious has a great jump scare early on in the film where you hear crackling from the baby monitor. The mom goes up the steps. When she turns the corner, you can see into the baby room, and behind the drapery of like the baby bed, just barely you can make out a face, and it takes your eyes like a second to really adjust, and the camera just holds on it for like 3 seconds, and then she sees him, and then a second after she sees him, the sound effect plays, and it's like,
it's not as soon as you see him, it's when she recognizes him.
Yes. And that fear of you seeing him in silence, and then the tension breaker of the sound, and then he starts running towards her. Like, it is so fucking good. And there's a lot of moments like that in that new movie Obsession that I was telling you about in the last episode, that horror movie.
Oh, Amanda really wants to see that, so we're going to try to see it.
Oh, hell yeah. Totally worth it. Go out to the theaters and see it right now. It actually had a better second weekend than its first because it's just word of mouth. Wow. I guess people like me who wouldn't shut the fuck up. All my coworkers have heard about it for the last like week or two. But there's some really good moments in that. Yeah, probably. But to its credit, because I do like how I said I wasn't going to shit on this movie too much, and we've probably done nothing but shit on it, and I apologize. This does come from love, okay? Because I actually appreciate the level of craft that went into this low budget of a film. It's actually, some parts are pretty impressive.
And there's a difference between like us critiquing it apart versus me treating it like Southland Tales. I'm like, this is just fucking bad. Like, I didn't enjoy it. This is where I'm like, I get it. I just think you took the wrong direction with how you presented it, because, man, that concept is just...
And also, I don't know if you noticed the credits. There are not many people who worked on this film, and a lot of them had the same last name. So I think this was kind of a family situation.
This was clearly like is indie as you're probably going to get. And so I do want. But
they're on Amazon, so like, good for them. Honestly, that's why I'm like, hey, good for them. But that's also why they're open to this level of critique. You know what I mean?
That's literally what I was about to say. It would be doing them a disservice to just be like, oh well, because they're indie and they're trying, let's just be nice to them. Like, the whole point is, you've made it to a point where my wife and I came across and said, we're going to watch this movie. This is something that I wanted to recommend on the show. Like, you guys made it to a point where you have a commercial success in people accessing the movie. You're gonna learn the same way I put out music. Go listen to my music and give me a review if you are upset with my review of your movie. Fuck it. Because it's not about
make a movie about it.
And then we'll make a review of your movie reviewing our. That'd be fucking meta as shit.
I like.
But the whole point is to say, as an artist, I'm going to critique art because I love art, and with something like this, I'm gonna critique it more because I want to see this director with like 5-10 years experience do this concept again with that story, but more time, more talent, more money, more.
This isn't just low-hanging fruit. You know, this isn't The Room. It's not something that has no fucking backbone or nothing to it. That it's like a genuine attempt at something that isn't awful. It's just not great, and some of it's not very good, and parts of it are actually very good. Like, for example, in that scene with the sandwich and water, I really do like the idea of her telling her to back up into the darkness, and then she's just gone. That was actually tense. Like,
love that.
That was really good. The only thing about it that, again, maybe, and it's a limitation
I just wouldn't have gone outside. I was like, fuck that. I wouldn't have gone.
Okay, lore wise, she went outside and stayed outside.
Oh my God.
Too long.
I don't know what. She also left the knife outside for overnight.
Oh yeah. Well, they needed that to be there for a scene later, of course, but like, they couldn't make that happened cleaner. That didn't make much sense, especially when Jeff shows up because he's supposed to be the voice of reason. He would have immediately been like, "What the fuck is this knife doing out? Are you crazy?" You know,
nobody gave a shit that there's a knife just sitting outside.
I'm trying to give them a compliment, Mitchell. Stop. I'm trying to give them a compliment here.
Sorry.
Actually, no, I'm not, because I'm about to go back on that. I just realized I already did give him the compliment. No, I was going to say the only silly part about the walking into the darkness thing is clearly the distance to darkness was maybe not what the director envisioned when they wrote it. Like, because I'm imagining, hey, take a few steps back. And they take a few steps back, and then they're enveloped in darkness. In reality, for this movie, the porch light went pretty far, so she had to walk like 20 feet. She kept moving back. Is this good?
She's pretty close to the sidewalk. She gets hit by a car in the middle of the street.
At that, I did like her just not disappearing, because honestly, maybe that made it better, because it made me giggle, because I'm like, oh, come on, why is she going so fucking far back? What the hell is happening here? But then her disappearing made my smile wait, where'd she go?
Where is she?
Yeah. Oh, was the fear of death scene the same scene where he talks about the military operation? Because we didn't mention that.
I think that is.
Because that's a big part of the story, in my opinion.
That's a good point to cover, because it gives reason to the spiraling out of the end of the movie.
Why did I not give myself context for this? I just wrote, did the military train you to do that, Jeff?
Wait, what's the note before?
It's when he stabs her in the stomach. It's when he stabs her in the stomach. I just said, did the military train you to do that, Jeff? But, okay, I'm not sure.
That's fucking hilarious.
It must have come up at some point, but I believe it's when they're drinking the wine. But as a little backstory for people listening, you could tell he has PTSD from the war, because he murdered somebody, a innocent woman, out in the field.
I wasn't laughing at that.
I'm sure.
He had PTSD because he murdered someone.
Yeah. He was in Afghanistan, Iraq, I don't remember which one he says, but he was deployed there, and he says his buddy Jeremy went into the room first, and then he entered behind him, and they heard a crying, so they pointed his gun, and there was a commotion or something, and he shot 3 times or something. He killed a woman, and he feels guilty about it because it was a civilian, it wasn't their target or whatever. This does come up later, and I actually think that, again, somewhere in this is a very kind of deep story, and we'll get back to that, but I like what happens there. But yeah, he comes over, and I think it's the same night that she disappears there. They're outside with the commotion. Jeff goes into the darkness and just kind of also disappears for a minute.
Yeah.
And the woman that was at the door prior, who is a great actress, she is incredible.
Never even Griffin Garcia. Her character's name is Woman.
Never even questioned her acting ability, because I was just like, oh, she's so good. The immediate just disheveled, crying, emotional. It never felt forced. It never felt fake. That was actually good. She did great. But she comes in from the left of the porch and just tackles Annie onto the ground. They start fighting. I will say the
tackle was hilarious. It didn't look like an acting tackle. It looked like a sports tackle.
Yeah, it didn't look like a monster coming after you tackle. It felt like a controlled sports tackle. Yeah. And because I like that concept of a scare, it's good. Because your eyes are most likely out in the distance in the darkness.
Exactly. You're not thinking it's going to be coming from the side.
Yeah, coming from the side. It's very Exorcist 3. There's a great jump scare in that movie that fucking just something coming in from the left that you're not ready for, and it's so fucking scary. But this almost did that, and then the fucking glitching again. The fucking glitching.
I had so many notes from the camera static just cheapens the horror so much.
But that's when Jeff takes the knife, stabs her. That's when I asked if he been military trained to do that. So he kills her, and then he's on top of her body, and he asks Annie, "Do you know what this is gonna look like?" Like, yeah, fucking murder, you idiot. Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you think happened here? I don't understand what Jeff is thinking.
Yeah, it's pretty clear. You killed her.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
And what does he say? Doesn't he say, like, he blames her for it? He says something along the lines of, like, well, whose fault is it,
like,
Annie?
You're not on your meds, like, who are they gonna believe? Or
Yeah.
He was trying to push like blame onto her and to encourage her to help him.
Yeah, because she says it's not my fault, and he says, well, whose fucking fault is it then, Annie? And it's like, what? In what world?
The guy who killed the lady?
It makes no sense. So Jeff has this whole plan. He's going to take her body to the river or the ocean or bury it or some shit. And he tells Annie to clean the porch spotless.
Bleach everything, yeah.
Go to work the next day. Be a sociopath. Just fucking focus up. She doesn't do any of that. She literally dumps a little thing on the porch and then gives up. Walks away, which, by the way, the most secluded house in history. Apparently,
yeah, I imagine it's got to be like East Coast, where you just have like a ton of land and there's nobody by you and nobody can hear you.
But there's cars driving by that you can physically see all of the time, and there's a road, and they even mention it. She says you can almost see to the road.
I'm trying to help them. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Well, they're not helping themselves, okay? So, again, Jeff comes back the next day. He's pissed off, right? He's like, Annie, why the fuck didn't you go to work? Why didn't you clean this shit? The fuck is your problem? Stupid bitch. God damn it. You're off your meds. You're crazy. You know? And then there's actually a pretty cool moment. Again, another relatively cool idea where the body bag falls on Jeff and it's just back on the front porch.
I will say this. I had to rewind to see this second. Oh, dude.
It's sickening out a little bit.
Bad. It's so bad. And his, like, the fall, it's... Oh.
When you're not... Because I will say I was, like, half paying attention at that point. I was kind of like... I wasn't doing anything else really, but I think maybe I like looked down at my phone for a moment, and so like looking up and then seeing the body fall on him, I was like, oh, hey, whoa, the body, wow, hey, it's back, you know. Yeah. It's cool. It was kind of a cool moment.
No, the scare concept itself was, again, it's one of those. I love the concepts, the ideas, how they did it. Again, it's probably like not his. This is clearly an earlier on movie, I would say, in probably his career. And if he's directing and acting, again, he's got a lot of responsibilities. So
he's not. That's what I was surprised about. That's something I didn't bring up.
He's not. He's directing and writing.
Yes.
Okay.
Which blows me away that he doesn't also, because that's like the standard with these kind of projects where it's like, oh, I'm a writer, director, indie. I'm also gonna.
I do. I'm the triple threat.
So I will give him the credit to have the restraint to not put. Maybe he just knows I'm not a good actor, or maybe he's like, no, I always want to be behind the camera. Yeah. I respect that more than someone who just wants to be the triple threat when they just do not have the chops to do it.
To do any one of those.
Yeah. Which, again, with this movie, yeah, what the fuck did he do? He didn't move the camera at all. I mean, he wrote it. I get that. But, like, he didn't have to direct much.
All right. This is one of the two scenes that doesn't use the same camera as the rest of the movie.
Do you think that they had to do that because they missed shots or something? Or maybe there was a fucked up thing with the audio? Or...
I was trying to think. I'm like, it must have been they needed to redo a shot, or... Because I can't imagine... There was only two scenes I think I remember seeing that had There was at least one scene I remember where it cut to it. The height was different.
So everything was different. The perspective was completely different.
Yeah, and then it cut back. And again, this is where I was like, why did this sandwich and water leave and then come back? And so when I looked and I saw the frame was different, I was like, oh, they filmed this at a different point.
Yeah. And also at some point the sandwich and water bottle like moved and it was a different sandwich. You could tell it was like they had to come back and film it another day, and they were like, well, we got to put the sandwich and the water bottle back. Does anybody remember where it was placed? Kinda. Let's not go back and line it up exactly with the footage we already have. We kind of remember where it was. That bothered me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. Because that's such an easy thing. That's such an easy thing to fix. Just line your frame up. The camera hasn't moved. Just line your... Sorry.
It's the details, but and again, that's the difference between like we're going to critique those little things because that's what's going to make the difference between this and something where we go, wow, that was really good.
Yeah. And the story itself was probably the best part because as it continues, you have a moment with Jeff where he is sitting outside kind of contemplating.
It gets really dark.
Yeah, and he has like the gun and he's talking to his, I'm assuming dead.
I felt like he there wasn't like somebody actually there. I think he was just like more metaphorically.
Yeah. Well, I meant more of in the sense of like, I don't know if he's dead or if he's just not, or if he's talking to somebody.
I see. Yeah.
Like, cause he says like, Jeremy, we fucked up, whatever. And, I think she's back. And that's the big line. I think she's back. So it's like, because I had a feeling that this may be the woman that he killed in the thing.
Yep.
But that little line, while some might consider like exposition dumping or that, I actually thought was really well done. Like having him just kind of speak to the ghost of his former army, platoon squad mate or whatever, and saying, I think she's back is just
like
subtle
a very
enough.
real moment. Yeah. Did not think it was anything where, again, it wasn't just, now let me explain everything happening. He's just genuinely talking, and I felt that would naturally come across in him projecting that feeling.
That was really nice. I think that actually brings it up for this like level of film, this tier of film. It's actually really well done. I don't think the writing is the best, but the concept and the story and some of the detail, like some of the writing is very well done.
It's really solid. It's raw, but it just needs more refining.
Oh, I forgot to mention this. They also did not decide. The director did not get everyone together and be like, hey, the button is right here. When you go to press the button on the screen, even Jeff fucks it up multiple times. He presses like above the camera at one point. He presses below the camera, a little to the right. Like, dude, there's one button.
The other thing that I noticed with that, if you look at her putting her keys in the door, dude, she's like tapping and then pulls it away. And I'm like, okay, so you did not put it in. You did not turn it. Again, those are things though, like I'm sure they didn't even consider until after they were filming, if they did consider it, and then just decide, well,
yeah,
because it wasn't consistent.
No. So I don't remember. Oh, she just shows up again on the porch, like behind him, which that was pretty good. I liked that, where she's just like sitting on the fucking porch, like just a dead body, basically. And again, the camera distortion ruined it, of course, but just her showing up behind him was a good detail. He like starts trying to like, doesn't he like chop her body? Well, he takes her off screen to chop her body up because we didn't have the budget. We can't show you that. We don't have the budget to show you that. Why is he doing all this on the porch? What? Don't they have a shed? Don't they have put some tarps down in the kitchen?
Can we talk about how many times they've elaborately described how they're going to commit these crimes in detail on a digitally recorded device?
That's what I mean. Why is he doing it there? All the shit he's doing, he does it right in front of the fucking camera. Dude, you can go in the house the fucking fake arm falling out of the trash can. Come on, man. Like, if we're gonna do comedy and horror, I'm totally fine with that because they work together.
Do you think it was meant to be comedy? I don't think it was meant to be comedy.
No, that's what I mean. That's kind of what I mean, is that I think it was just, they didn't understand like a horror beat versus like a comedic beat.
Because was that after he buried her? Because he also buried her in the yard, which I'm like, for somebody who buried a body, you're not very dirty.
Oh, right. Yes. He buries her before she comes back up sitting on the...
Yeah, that's
thing.
right.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, that's right. I did miss that part. Which, again, it's hard to keep track of... This has the opposite problem of Duck Soup, where Duck Soup kept bouncing around to all these different locations.
All in one location, just one scene. So you're really having to follow the story,
and
which
it all looks
kind of sounds
exactly
funny.
the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's freaking out. He's scared. He's hearing noises in the distance. Horror shit's happening. And then, sure enough, Annie comes outside to check. He's holding the bat, turns around, gives her the old
Smacks
Babe
the
Ruth.
Ever living shit out of her. I felt so bad. I was like,
Yeah. Which, again, there's... What bothers me about some of these indie filmmaking techniques, which I mentioned in our Terrorize thing, is that there's very... I don't want to say easy, but like pretty easy, practical ways to make effective like gore and like impacts and hits, right?
oh yeah.
It's just that I think indie filmmakers are too afraid of it looking fake. I don't want it to look fake. And I don't
Right.
have $1 billion to spend on VFX and a fake body double that I can smash the head in or whatever. So they rely on super cheap techniques of like the camera distorting right when the bat hits her head, so you don't get to see the impact, and you don't. They do
Right.
these really cheap, where dude, just fill a balloon with blood, smack that balloon with a fucking bat, let it explode. It doesn't even have to look real. It just has to look visceral and
Like
cool.
Evil Dead.
Exactly. It just has to look cool. You know, like, oh, like making me go, oh, when I see. But I didn't.
Yep.
I didn't go, oh, when he hit her with the bat. I wanted to feel something. Nothing happens after that. He kind of has a mental breakdown. He looks into the camera and then something grabs his head from behind
Yep.
and then fake smashes his head
Into
into the camera. Yeah.
And then you hear police sirens, like they're finally responding after.
Yeah. I don't know why they're now. Well, I think she calls them. I think Annie does say I called the
she
police.
does call them, yeah.
Which at this point now.
But that's what I mean. Like it's.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. The head bashing into the camera was really bad too at the end. I don't want to. I'm not going to harp too much on just the cheapness of the effects and stuff, but they have like the fake crack in the lens that shows up, and there's like fake blood.
I will say the bat did look like a wiffle ball bat. It didn't look like a bat.
Yeah.
But it was funny because after he gets his face bashed in, isn't it like the next... Oh, wait, I'm trying to remember because she wakes up. And she wakes up right before the police sirens go off. I remember I commented, I was like, well, at least she has a sandwich and water.
Yeah. Yeah, that... You're right. I did miss that beat. Yeah, she
Is literally what my note was. It was, well, thank God.
It took my brain like 3 seconds to process what you even said. She'll be okay. She's hydrated and she has carbs.
Yeah, she's got food and water. She'll survive.
She's fine. No,
also,
that
can
was
we talk
pretty cool.
about how it looked like he stabbed her with his gun? He like jets it like into her, but not like he's trying to like pistol whip. It's like he's actually trying to I was like,
yeah,
what?
that was a rough take. Which again, they're all one take, so if that was the best one they got, it's like, hey, we got to go with that one. The idea of her waking up was pretty good. The prosthetics on her face didn't look like she got hit with a bat once, like only once.
It looks like she got her face crushed in. I was gonna say for one swing. Also, what didn't look like I feel like I've taken swings like that, like not maybe to my face, but But playing lacrosse, like I've had people hit me that hard, so I was like, this is not the hardest swing I've seen. The makeup or whatever prosthetic, it looked good. Like it looked like a good like smashing in of the eyes.
Yeah.
I was just like, it didn't match the violence that I saw of the one swing.
Yeah. Because her being blind from the hit isn't entirely out of the question. Like, I didn't necessarily question her being blind. It was more of just how fucked up her face is. Like, I could see getting hit right at the eye line. Like, yeah, would probably fuck your vision up. Like, yeah, for sure.
Or if you have black eyes, they're all swollen, you just can't see out of them.
Yeah. There is a pretty funny moment, though, when Jeff comes back and is approaching her. And she's, like, holding her face, you know, as the pain. But then you kind of see the prosthetic coming up.
Oh,
and she, like, does this thing where she kind of makes it look like she's trying to wipe tears, but she, like, pushes her thumb down on the prosthetic. And I was like, you know what? That was a pretty good save. Even though I noticed it, pretty good save. Not bad. Yeah, you can see her, like,
save them, like,
like pushing down on it.
Interesting.
Very anticlimactic ending. Like that, I think it would have been better if it ended with her waking up. Something about that, like,
and then
dread.
then it just ends of like,
or just her
shit.
screaming. You know, she's like, ah, like, what's happening? I can't see. And the over credits, and she's like looking for her phone, and it's all like. I think that ending on like that kind of like, oh, did Jeff just fucking bounce, you know, or leave, or like, or here we go, as she's looking around, blind, Jeff comes back in the darkness, lights a match, throws it onto the balcony, and then walks away.
Yeah.
And she's, what's that sound? What's happening? Ah! And she's engulfed in flames, the fucking plane, and then, you know,
I'll
goes
say
black.
this. If you could have incorporated everything burning down at the end of the movie, it probably would have given it, like, even with the quality of acting and the other things that I had, it still probably would have bumped it up like a few more spots.
I give this like a 4 out of 10. Like, I'm being generous here. I give it a 4 out of 10. I think it's an admirable effort, and it's got a lot of issues, but honestly, the concept, there is passion in it. I can tell whether or not I think that there's some things that they put low effort into. There's still effort into the passion that they had, for sure.
Good concept, good story.
Yeah. 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. It's something that, to the right horror fan, I would recommend this movie. Somebody who's like, is there something like just interesting or different that you've watched? I'd be like, yeah, this has got a really cool concept to it. For somebody who's wanting to get into horror, or who's like, oh, you know, I watch some horror, I'm probably not going to recommend this one first. I love the idea, the concept. You could make such a horror, scary movie with that, but the execution, some of the acting, and then just certain details were not consistent, that I couldn't give it above a 5. Like,
Nah, it's that, yeah, 4. I think that's fair. I think we were very fair with this movie.
Yep. Agreed.
So it is my turn to make our suggestions
Yes.
for the week. And I've been debating this quite a bit, but I was doing some math. And if you're okay with it,
Not math.
and I'm okay with it,
I'm not okay with doing
I've already
any math.
done the math.
Okay.
Already done the math.
Okay.
It's fine.
I'm not going to do math.
There are 10 Conjuring films in the entire universe of The Conjuring. If we start this next week, we will quite literally have an episode for every week of the summer in which we are reviewing Conjuring.
We're Conjuring Summer vibes.
Dude, I've been trying to come up with a fun name for it for like a week, and I cannot think of fucking anything, dude. The summer Conjure Fling? No, too much of a mouthful. Not good. We're going to figure out something. We need a catchy name, you know? But if you're down, instead of going back and forth with suggestions for the next couple weeks, we can just go chronologically through the Conjuring films and see how they hold up all the way up until the most recent one that I think came out like last year or something like that.
So release order, not
Release order, not
Okay.
chronological. Well, I guess chronological by year that they were released.
I was gonna say, yeah, chronological still counts. It's just what is the filter set?
Yeah, not by story time, but by release time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we'll start with The Conjuring, which I believe came out 2013 was when the first one came out.
We saw it in theaters, and I
we
covered
did.
my eyes because I was like, "This is fucking terrifying."
Yeah, and I honestly think you being there was one of the reasons that I didn't feel the need to cover my eyes. I was able to like look over at you while something scary was happening and be like, look at this guy covering his eyes. Like I had like
You're like, I need to avoid this screen.
yeah, the equivalent
Fucking
of
loser.
me covering exactly.
Meanwhile, I'm like, this shit's fucking scary.
Because I realized while I was watching Obsession by myself in theater, I was like, I don't have anywhere to look. I don't know. I can't look at Audrey. I can't make a joke right now. There's
Yeah.
no Mitchell. I'm the most scared I've ever been in my life, and I can't do anything to get away from this movie right now. And I didn't want to look like a bitch to the person next to me because they're sitting right next to me, and I can't like cover my eye. I can't look away. That's a fucking full-grown
You
man.
just stare at them. You're like, you
Full-grown
covered your
man.
eyes, pussy. I bet you're gonna
Yeah,
cover
bitch,
your
I-
eyes right now.
Fucking, what, you scared? Are you scared of this right now? And he's just sitting there totally like sipping his Pepsi. Like, what? What? But that's it. Yeah. But no, guys, if you don't want to be spoiled for The Conjuring, make sure to watch that before our next episode. Remember, Tsuku here has some new music coming out next
June
month.
12th.
That's right. Make sure to check that out. Actually, it might be this month by the time this video is posted.
Oh, yeah.
But make sure to check that music out on Spotify. Make sure to check out my YouTube channel, Skorge. I'm releasing videos twice a month lately. Go check
Oh yeah, what's
those
your
out.
latest video? Why don't you give him something to bite onto?
Oh, actually, I reviewed Obsession. It was a little bite-sized video, not as long as my standard stuff, but so you can check that one out. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a great week.
Bye.
Peace.